I'm going to take a completely different stance or topic for the second half of this, or last part of this show. And I want to talk about something that I haven't spoken about before. Because we've been talking about gold and silver prices hitting all-time highs, and silver, as things stand, as we speak right now, is very close to all-time high. But what does that mean when you're out looking for jewelry? And usually you're not really thinking about investments when you're buying jewelry. You're thinking about affordability, you're thinking about design, you're thinking about what the metal is. In the back of your mind, you're thinking about value, right? So let's help you understand the different combinations beyond just gold and silver, or beyond just gold, that you can think of. And Rajiv Popley, who's director of the Popley Group, is joining me right now. Rajiv, thanks so much for taking the time. And I was hoping from this conversation for my viewer to understand the different alloys that you can look at beyond just pure gold or pure silver, and how to judge what is good and what is not, right? So even in gold, there are a few varieties that you can look at, and of course you don't go for pure gold when you're going for jewelry. So explain that, right? You have 22 carat and you go to 18, and how does that work?
So, Alex, basically the alloys which are being used for valuability purpose in making a piece of jewelry, and all that depends on the amount of design and the labor which is incurred in that particular piece. The alloy combination keeps changing. The alloy combination is what we call as a term as caratage. So 24 carat means 100% gold. 22 carat means 91.6% gold, which means there's an alloy of 8.4% in the pure gold, which is important to make that piece of jewelry as malleable. So hence the different purities are created with the malleability component changing as per the type of design which is required to be made in such a kind of jewelry. And that's what is the basic phenomena of calling 22 carat, 18 carat, 14 and 12 and so on.
Okay.
And this is how the entire jewelry category is created in gold. Basically.
Interesting. And what is the alloy with gold? As in, what metal is used?
So basically, it is copper and silver in a combination, depending on the color tone that is required. So more whiter tone will come from the silver part of it, and coppery tone, which is reddish tone, comes from the copper component.
Interesting.
So when we create a color tone, which is, for example, say white gold, in such a component, the silver tone is more and the copper component is lesser.
Yeah.
And that is how the color tone is played with the malleability requirement and the final product requirement also.
In the industry, I'm wondering what the trend is, because even 20 years back, a lot of people would scoff at 18 karat gold and say, hey, what are you doing? Why are you buying gold that is not as close to purity as possible? But are you seeing more people go even below 18 karat now when they're going to buy jewelry?
So typically diamond jewelry was always made in 18 or lesser. So in India and internationally, because that's the malleability strength which is required to set a diamond in the piece of jewelry. However, in plain gold jewelry, Indians always looked for 22 carat, though internationally it was lower as a norm, but our basic requirement is from the type of jewelry that we create was softer gold. Hence, 22 carat was the optimum requirement. Now, of course, there is a variety of design which is created, and hence we are exploring different purities of gold, which is 18, 14, and even 12. But we still have a mythological requirement of design, which basically dominates the 22 carat gold category as your major part of it. And there is a smaller percentage, which is probably less than 25%, which is looking at lower purities for design concern. And of course, in ratio to the price.
Yeah, absolutely. In silver, a lot of people going for sterling silver, right? Which is your 92.5?
2.5, yes.
Yeah,
sterling silver was always a category per se, especially for jewelry, and again for the same reasons of malleability. We have zinc components in silver and other smaller varieties of alloys, but that's again a case of malleability in making certain pieces in jewelry. and in other tableware, utensils, and other products. However, coins and bars will always be in pure 100% silver.
Got it. I want to ask you beyond gold and silver now, and you've been looking at palladium and certain other platinum, right? So platinum prices have doubled over the last 6 months, if I'm not mistaken, right? Haven't they?
Not double, but yes, they have appreciated at the same time.
Very dramatically. So beyond silver and gold, what are the metals that you could go for that may not be too hard on the pocket?
So platinum, we've been one of the first ones in the country to get platinum on board with the Platinum Guild International, which is way back in 2000. Since then, platinum has been having its own niche premium market, which dominates in the category which is in wedding bands and higher-end product categories in jewelry. So that's a category we've always been servicing, and we've seen a steady growth in the same on an ongoing basis. So as a variety of a product category, and as a case where there is an appreciation of the metal, platinum can be always looked as an add-on category to your portfolio of jewelry that you buy.
Fantastic. All right. So we've talked about what you should know about when you're going out to buy that jewelry. And of course, you viewers can let us know what you think and whether this has been helpful for you. Rajiv, thanks so much for taking the time. Pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure. Take care.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this edition of Your Money Matters. Thanks so much for tuning in. This